It's showtime.
What's up guys, Django Fett here, hunting down games, comics, TV shows, movies, and more, and this is a review for Star Wars Republic Commando, a tactical first-person shooter developed and published by LucasArts, and coming out for the original Xbox, PC, and even mobile. Had no idea it came out for phones. Now the game is set during the events of the Clone Wars from the Battle of Geonosis towards the end of the wars, as you take control of a squad with Boss as the main commander. You control the main commando and help command and lead your team to victory. By the way, there's no opening crawl for the game, which is surprising for a Star Wars game, but I honestly had no issue with that. So you take control of Boss, voiced by the legendary Tamura Morrison, who is the leader of the team. We also have Scorch, the witty demolition expert, Fixer, the by-the-book computer slicer, and the menacing Sev, the sniper expert. And then if you didn't know, Scorch is voiced by Raphael Sbarge, who voiced Carth Onasi from Knights of the Old Republic, as well as Kaidan Alenko from the Mass Effect series. And the voice of Sev was actually from the Battlefront 1 and 2 games. Actually, I think it was the second one, not so much the first one, but his voice is in the second game. Now, this game is an FPS in which you use stealth and your team of commandos and an arsenal of weapons, like assault rifles that changes into a sniper and grenade launcher. It's the DC-117, I think that's what it's called. You can actually change it into the different modes, which is really cool. And you use them to complete your missions, I should say. Now this game is set in 3 main battles: in Geonosis, Prosecutor, Assault Ship, and Kashyyyk. So 3 main levels in the game, but all 3 are quite large and will take you 2 to 3 hours to beat each, and the whole game about 8 to 10 hours to beat. Now, as a Republic Commando, you witness the first-hand look into the Clone Wars, and no, they're not great, they're horrific, and I just love that realistic battle setting in which the war is hell motto. Star Wars tries to make war something pretty and cool of sorts, but some books actually show it as the nitty-gritty. And this game is actually pretty violent if you think about it, and it could be rated M, I mean with all the blood and stuff, but it's instead rated with T. Now this game is quite old and does have some decent graphics options. You can change this game. I put it in the max resolution, not 1080p or 720p, but 1600 by 800, which didn't bother me in an older game. Plus, any system will run this game with ease with FPS in the 80 to 100 plus range. But I did have a few issues in which the game would randomly freeze at points while I'm in a firefight, and it would just cost me by being severely injured or even a death. Those moments actually happened quite a lot in the game for some reason. I don't know why. Now, I tried this game in hard mode right away, and no kidding, it is hard. I luckily beat Geonosis, but when I did it in the second level and you're by yourself, yeah, no, pretty much impossible. So I switched that to medium and stuck with that. And even in medium, it's still quite challenging, and I do like that. Now in Geonosis, you get hit by Geonosians once in hard mode, you're practically almost dead. The game is hard, but incredibly fun to command your guys and taking down your enemies. When everything works in your favor with your team, working together, this is when the game is at its height. Now the goal of the game is to overcome all obstacles, Geonosians, Confederacy droids, and Trandoshians to beat the levels. You control a varied group of commandos and can have them doing a varied amount of tasks you decide. Tell one to use cover to snipe your enemies, you can do that. Have one to be in cover and use a grenade launcher, he can do that. Though it is set, you can't change that into a different, like, oh, I can do grenade launcher and sniper. No, once the command menu shows up, you have to choose that option. You can't choose it any other way. They can even use turrets too, which is pretty cool, and you can use turrets as well. So the key is to keep your squad healthy, so check on them constantly. Health bars on the bottom left, constantly make sure they're in the green and not the red. You're the leader and practically the babysitter of the group, as they can be pretty dumb at times, but when they're snipers, they're like freaking experts. They can snipe just about anybody with ease. Sometimes they hit me by accident when they should have been hitting the droids right next to me, and they just never run out of ammo. It's pretty crazy. And you can also have squad commands, but sometimes they're just so dumb and they just don't even listen to you. Most of the time I was battling the AI, the friendly AI, more so than I was the enemy AI. The enemy AI can be dumb at times, but still quite challenging. Those super battle droids are no joke. I do feel like after playing this, after so many years, that considering you're mainly doing covert ops missions, that this game would focus on stealth, but it really isn't, and focuses on the heavy firefights. There are many times I would want to be stealthy, and it would just not make me do that. It just forced me to be run and gun action, and I mean, this game is supposed to be stealthy. The only times you can be stealthy is when the game is forcing you to. And when you're behind a door, you can either throw a grenade and go guns blazing or slice the computer. So it's kind of uneven of when it's good and bad to be stealthy. It's just, I'm not really a fan of it now. Now, while this game is great, the ending is so abrupt and so open-ended and never answered, not even in the books. So Sev does not make the rendezvous and you hear him getting attacked and your squad is forced to not rescue him and proceed into the main battle with Master Yoda leading the battle. Sequel bait heavy, and it was in a bad way. Because we expected a sequel to the game, and I guess they expected a sequel, that's why they left it off, but that never happened. During the development of the first game, a sequel was planned, but was cancelled in 2004, a year before the release of the first game. Only concept art and sketches were made. Now, there were Republic Commando books written by Karen Travis and set about another squad called Omega Squad, who are more relatable and just even more badass than Delta Squad. And the fact that there's even one book, and if you're a fan of Delta Squad, you will love the second book called 000, in which Delta and Omega Squad work together to destroy a terrorist sect in Coruscant. My favorite book in the series, and I think this series, the Republic Commando series, I think is the best series ever. The best Star Wars and book series I've ever read. It's just so phenomenal. The clones themselves are just so humanized, and the fact that there's just so many underbelly things going on, and these commandos are just so relatable. I just love every single one of them. And not just Delta Squad, but Omega Squad. Phenomenal squad. Also, the soundtrack is worth mentioning as it's phenomenal, and the songs are all in the Mandalorian language, like the Vodan Brothers All song from the main menu. Unfortunately, I cannot play this due to getting a copyright notice, but the songs that are played throughout the game are actually in Mandalorian, believe it or not. Just listen to them and you'll hear what I mean. Also, interestingly enough, as I am reading the episode 2 novel, Sun Fact, the Geonosian you have to eliminate in the game, is mentioned in the novel as the second in command of the Geonosians. A very nice connection overall. Also, interestingly enough, radio chatter heard in the game relating to Theta Squad relates directly to the opening of the Hard Contact book. In Hard Contact, there is a section in Republic Commando called Hard Contact as well. But the book, whose main character is Darman, is the lone survivor of Theta and would eventually join with Omega Squad and become an intricate member of that squad in those book series. But anyway, this game, Star Wars Republic Commando, gets a... A game radically different from this, the ho-hum Jedi games, and something new and unique and praised as it should be. More than I can say for the Disney Star Wars stuff. So I'm honestly having trouble with the Star Wars gaming review series. I can't do it every month. I have to do it every 2 months because I have a lot of commitments going along. Got a lot of videos for next month, which is going to be a huge movie month for me. So I'm just going to have book reviews every other month, so starting next month, and then game reviews every 2 months. So this month I did it, so expect a review in August. The next one will be Star Wars Battlefront 1. Not the EA one, the original, the badass version. I will start with that, then Battlefront 2 to get ready for the new Battlefront game, which will probably be a pile of shit. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to please like this video, comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Django Fett, and I'll see you guys on the next Star Wars gaming review video. Peace.